Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update Show, the Breakfast Club for November 15th, the Saturday. Yes, another Saturday off that we don't have a Wrexham match, but we have stuff to talk about today. It might be a quick one. As you can see on the thumbnail, Issa Kaboré is on there, and there might be some issues going on there with him. He came off injured yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday in his international game. So yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. I'm going to talk, and also Kakache going out as well, not going out for New Zealand, and Wales today played against Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein? Am I saying that? Liechtenstein. Yes, Liechtenstein. Said that correctly. Say that once in a row. There you go. What's up, Glenda? How are you? But yeah, it's Saturday. It's raining here in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's raining. It's fun. It's really different. I like hearing the rain. Reminds me of back home, which is great. So I hope you all like it. But yeah, we're going to talk a little about Issa Kaboré and what the backup would look like and why does this keep happening to us with the injuries? I know injuries are part of the game, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous right now. I don't know what it is. And someone brought in, I think it might be Nikki D, who says no. That our trainers. And I only play doctor on television. I only play doctor on television. So I don't know shit about fuck. Sorry, Mom. But I just want to know what we think about why this is happening. Are we training differently? What's going on? Are they being overworked? What is it? I mean, Issa Kaboré is 24 years old, but we constantly are having issues with our injured players. And do we have enough backup to get there? And what that would look like if so. Ruth H says, good afternoon. T.L. Pierce, good afternoon to you too. Yes, please smash that like button and subscribe to the Local Pundit if you haven't already. We are like 29 away. We're sitting on 29 away from getting 3,001. So maybe we'll get that someday. We will, maybe we won't, but I'm hoping we do it sooner than later. So yeah, it's all part of the algorithm. But algorithming. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, yeah. So listen, Issa Kaboré goes out on international duty to Burkina Faso. Am I saying that correctly? Burkina Faso. This is what happens when you do research. Burkina Faso. There you go. I'm going to bring this up so everyone can take a peek at what it looks like here. Now, there's not much news on this. I saw an image of him coming off holding his back hamstring. Okay, but this is the game yesterday. Kaboré did score a hat trick yesterday, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was a different Kaboré. But he did go off in the 19th minute, holding the back of his holding back of his right leg. Now, he has actually done very well. Issa Kaboré has gotten, I would say, probably between him and Kiefer Moore, they are the two that have actually gotten beat up the most, I would say, on the pitch for Wrexham, and have put themselves about. Now, those are two very important players for us. Kaboré is a very important player to us, and Kiefer Moore is. And Kiefer Moore was on the bench today for Wales. He did not. I don't think he played. I tried to look up, but I don't think he played. Somebody could confirm that, please, for me. He did not play, but he was on the bench. Broadhead did play. Broadhead did score, and I think it was called off. So that's another thing. But I think we're getting to the point where our injuries are racking up in certain positions that we can't lose, i.e., the wingbacks, both wingbacks now. Kakache out, okay? Kakache out and Kaboré out. Now, we don't know how long-term these are. Now, but do we have adequate backup? We have a Barney over there. We have Longman that can play on both sides, and we have Maka. Maka's I love Maka. He's a great servant. He is a fantastic servant, but is a massive drop-off. So he, for me, is almost irrelevant in this because he's a 5 to 10 minute player. He's not a 30, 40-minute player or a starter at this point. But when you talk about Kakache not going to New Zealand, okay, good. We don't know the exact extent of it. You got a tight calf or whatever it is. But Kaboré going down, that's our right side. That's our attacking right side. That's our pressure. That is our outlet. That is our speed, and that is to create balance for the team. We seem to be getting these injuries, hamstring injuries now, over and over again. Moore had one the other day. Kaboré, calf tight. This is all part of it too. But why are we doing it? I don't know. Things happen. Weather's changing on grass. On who the hell knows? But it's not good for us to keep we're into consistency right now. We're starting to get into a little bit of consistency with this side, with the team. We know what Parkinson's going to choose for this side. I was talking to Steve Barton today. Actually, was texting with Steve Barton this morning. He's like, I want to see more of Thomason today. And I'd like to see a little bit more of him too. And those are players that we can swap in and out in the midfield to balance out the midfield. But the wings are very important, the way Parkinson likes to play. The wings and the striker up front are massive to how Parkinson likes to play. And those guys, that said, Issa, Ryan Longman, and Kakachi, they have to get up and down the pitch, have great energy, have great speed, have great stamina to get up and down the pitch. And so they're extending themselves a little bit more. Now, we were starting to get, like I said, we were starting to get a little bit of consistency, and then all of a sudden, bang, this happens. Bang, that happens. More comes off, or Kakachi doesn't come back in the lineup, and you got to start a Maka. Those things are going to be the things that are going to be, or we're going to start us in this campaign. I would say, the campaign that I think we're growing into and doing very, very well. Yes, it was a rough start getting into it, but I think we're on the cusp of doing something, a little bit better. We have Ipswich coming back, then we have Bristol City. So we just need a little bit more consistency. And what we don't have is the backup for the drop off. The backup drop off is big. Now, Parkinson wasn't making any subs at the beginning of the season because he knew that the drop off was massive. So, what is that going to look like? I don't know. But having Issa go down, to me, is a problem. Let's get to the chat a little bit. Good day, pundits. How are you? Kaboré's hamstring is Wrexham's Achilles heel, says Dave Foster. Yes. Hip Karma's in the house, asking how you are. I'm okay. What's up, Hip Karma? Hope you're doing well. That's true, Ted. I missed the Ted comment, so I'll go back and get to that too. I'll go all the way back up. Leaping Sarah's here. Nikki says, that was me who said that. I also noticed that we have the same trainers that the National League days, which is strange. Yes, that was you. It was you. And let's go back to the original point I was saying. Are we training them well? And I don't know this. This is just, listen, we're a fan channel, fanish or fanatic, or, and the local pundit is just, we're here to support the club. But questions need to be asked. We constantly are having injuries. Yes, other teams have injuries, but it seems like we have this injury bug that is coming up a lot more than it should be. A lot more than it should be. And what do I know? Maybe this is just our season. I don't know to have that. But it's true. Do we need an upgrade in that department? What are they doing in training? What are they doing in their off days? Whatever it's going to be. Is Parkinson, overworking some of these players? I don't know. That's a great one. That's a great one to ask. I want to ask the chat about that too. Joe Rels is in the house. Nice one. Howdy, y'all. New thumbnail for you, Joe? Let me know. Ted's in the house. Tommy's in the house. Nikki D goes on to say, I know they wanted to hang on the same staff to keep the family club feel, but I think we need an upgrade in our strength and conditioning coaches. Well, if that is a problem, you're right. Having a mom, I don't want to say mom and pop. How do I say this? That family club, or that family club, everyone together, everyone do it. That will always be there no matter what. But if someone isn't up for it, and I'm not saying they are or they aren't, but constantly having to deal with hamstring injuries and things like that, not broken bones, but just constant muscle injuries seems to be coming up, and I think it should be addressed. Like I said, I only play a doctor on television, but I think it should be addressed. I'm not saying anyone wants to get fired, but if there's an upgrade needed to be, or things they need to do differently, maybe that's something to look at. I'm sure they are fantastic at what they do, but it looks like we seem to be coming up on some of these, and two key players too. And these guys are pushed to the max. They are pure athletes going in there every single day, giving their all. Yeah, it's a lot. And these guys play a lot of games. They play a lot of games, a lot of minutes. We're going to be hurting bad on defense with Kaboré and Kakachi out. I fear it right now. I think the back three is going to be solid. The back three, that left and right side. I'm going into the market right now. We are 6 weeks out from January. I'm going into the market, left or right side. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going into the market. Again, I was talking to Steve Barton earlier today about what could possibly come in January. I'd be hitting the January market heavy. I think I think Cannon's not going to get on the squad. I think J-Rod's not going to be there. I think that Cody will be gone. I think that Elliot Lee will not be part of the squad. There's room there. I think we're going to go in for at least 2 players. 3, I'd be shocked, but I think we're going to make some upgrades. I do. I'm calling it now, because we're going to be there and thereabouts. These next 6 weeks are very, very huge for this club. And injuries aside, we have a squad that is very good in this league and we can compete. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I think that's Coventry's to lose at this point, but I think we're because of certain things. I think that there's going to be some players moving on. Rathbone's the one that I leave the question mark up to. I think he is good enough, but I don't know where he exactly fits into this about getting him back up to speed. He will, I'm thinking at some point, play a part, but I think in January, I think we got to have a couple more upgrades. I really do. And that says a lot, because I think that we will see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that we can actually do this. But it's a long way to go. I mean, I'm definitely getting ahead of myself. I'm not getting over my skis, but I think that there's going to be some movement here and there, and I see that we have some big gaps between our starting 11, our chosen starting 11, that is a fully fit starting 11, and the players that come on afterwards. So, not that Parkinson does a lot of subbing; he doesn't. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Hardy's one for me. I'm just like, maybe Hardy goes. That's me, just speculation. So, anyways, Tommy L says didn't play. Is that? He's talking about Kiefer Moore. Good. I'm glad he didn't play. Ted Nelson says Barnett and Macca will make great crosses. However, they do, Ted. They do. I think that Barnett is probably one of the best crossers in all of the EFL. He is so when he can get a proper cross in and get space to do that, he is fantastic. Macca's got about 10 minutes in him. He can't do a full match, but he is a good crosser of the ball. Habs in the house with his new thumbnail. What's up, dude? How are you? Who forced the handball against Charlton? Macca? Yeah, but Ted, he's playing 7 minutes a game. You're going to start, Ted, you're going to start Macca and then against Ipswich Town? Are you, honestly, will you start Macca against Ipswich Town? Will you start Macca against anybody? I'm not saying he's not good, but you can't start him. He's just not a starter in this league. That's true, Ted. When they came out, when they can get them off, they are perfectly suited for crossing into more if he's even going to be healthy. Yes, we cannot rely on just crossing the ball. We need to have other things happening. We cannot rely on just crossing the ball. Kaboré's Hammies, Wrexham Killer here. We got that. Wayne's in the house. Yep. Sending hugs just in case to me. Wait, why is Glenda getting hugs? Why can't I get a hug? And Glenda, yes, we love you. Big hug to you as well. My hug will overlap Hip Karma's hug. It's good to see you in the chat too. Drew's here. I mean that in the less creepy way possible. Let me see. I respectfully disagree that the mom and pop club will always be there. Rob and co realize that what they have is special and are working to keep that culture. Would you do it at the sacrifice of possibly getting better or more experienced players in and coaching? So would you, if you know that someone is more talented, would you keep the less talented person in there to keep a culture? That's just a question. I think there's a balance that should be had. I think she's right, but I also think there's a balance to be had. They're running a business. They're not running they're running a business. They're running a football club, but there's a balance there that could be had. If you know that something is wrong and you see that something is wrong, and you're like, we need an upgrade there. Do you just let it, you just like turn a blind eye to it? I don't know. There's a balance there. Ruth H says, don't forget in January, Issa will be gone for the AFCON, possibly AO as well. Well, did AO get called up yet for his side? I don't know if he did. What's up, Mel? And how you doing? Hi, everybody. And we also need to rotate more as long as we have the strength and depth in the squad. I don't think we have as much strength and depth in the squad as we think. I don't. I really don't. And that's what I'm seeing with these when the injuries happen. I don't think we have as much depth and strength in the squad as we should. And now that's no fault of our own because we came up so quickly. Turning over 13 players is not easy. So that we need another 1 or 2 transfer windows to do so. I see when a player, let's Kakachi going down, the backup's Longman. He's good. He's not as good as Kakachi. Kaboré going down. You can bring in Barney, or you can bring in or Longman on that side. I don't think that's as good. So I don't think we're as in depth as a full squad as we should be. That's just my opinion, and I like it. I like that everyone has their opinion as well. Oof, more hammies. Hey gang, what's up, Carol? How are you doing, my friend? He's dating this Habs. I don't know what the hell that means. Wish we can get Owen back. Owen Beck back. Who the hell's that? I don't know what it is. I don't know who Owen Beck is. Wrexham is like James Brown. You think he's down and he tosses off his jacket and starts dancing. Well, just dancing. Just doing some dancing. Andy Cove need to switch the formation. Andy Clove. Clove. I don't. You're talking about Parkinson here. Parkinson's not going to do that. Where are you watching from? Are you new? Let me know. Mertland had the poetry. I agree. Macca can't play but half. That's probably, definitely Ted. Carol says Macca didn't force a handball. He lifted an aimless cross to nowhere, and the defender was. Oh, these are the fine margins. There you go, fine margins. There you go of our debates here. Every time Keeper goes down, I just feel like he's messing with the defense, possibly to get a breath. Mertland, ND Clove, no Kaboré or Kokache. Parking needs to switch to formation. He's not going to do it, my friend. Not going to do it, my friend. But there you go. So, Josh, what will lose me as a fan is if Wrexham becomes merely a money-making machine at whatever level and loses its soul, the community-focused, working-class spirit that I fell in love with. Well, again, I think you told me this. Everyone fans different, and that is a fair shout. But I don't know if it'll ever go away because Wrexham will be there. But at some point, money will come into play if they want to go up and be a more successful club. I don't think the heart will ever go away from them, but they are a money-making machine with the heart right now. But when you get into the Prem, and I do think we'll get into the Prem, things will change. I mean, we've lost some of the best players for us over the years. I think we fall in love with players. We fall in love with the team and the town. The town will never go. The town will always be what it's going to be. We just happen to have a nice inside look at it than everyone else does because of everything that we see. But, everyone fans different. But at the end of the day, Hip Karma, it is a football team. And it is a business. And they're running a business. I think they're running a business very well. I think they're running and they care about the club. And those things, I think, there's an elastic band of that push and pull. That pull on either side. I think we've gotten the balance right so far. I hope they don't lose it either. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But you never lose the love of Wrexham for sure. Sympathy and sentimentality would just bring you L's. And there's another look at it right there too. Sympathy and sentimentality will just bring you losses. Mac is back. Mac is back again. Please, God, no, Chris. Carol in HR says, we have a mid-table championship team with League One depth. We're fixing that in January and next year. I think we're going to go into the market with 3 players in January. I disagree. You encourage those guys and you nurture their strengths and they'll come through. Okay. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, but Esteban's going in with the sentimentality. We don't take changes lightly around here. No, we don't. Do not. Owen Becker's the Liverpool back. We almost got before Kakachi came in, Nikki D. And Hab says, I agree we don't have the strength or depth in the squad. We need to buy more players in January and strengthen the squad. And I think we will. I absolutely think we will. I think some of the players are not going to be registered, like I said. Like Elliot Lee's just not going to be registered. He's just not going to be registered. He's going to be injured. He won't be able to go out on loan if he's coming back from injury. But I do not think he'll be registered. I don't think Andy Cannon will be registered. And who else? I think Connor Cody will go. I think that's 2 right there. That's 2. We'll see what else happens. Rathbone, I don't know what's going to happen with either. Owen Beck, Welsh left back, cover the Kakache. Yes. Laugh out loud. Do you remember the Macca aimless crosses that went off the guy's backside for an own goal? Jesus Christ. Josh remembers. There you go. Carol says he agrees. Much love to everyone. I got a date with the wife this afternoon. Popcorn sap. Hey, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rain, my friend, too. What's everyone doing on these days today? Today's a rainy day. Have a wonderful time, says Hip Karma, for sure. We've been struggling to get Broadhead in the lineup. Switch the formation, plug him in, and play it with the wingers. You're all about this. This is 4 chats now that I read for you about switching the formation. How long have you watched Parkinson? And I know he switched it a little bit. He's not going to adapt to one player. I think it's the other way around. Might have to call Mullen back. Now I know Leap and Sarah. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thanks, y'all. Peace, says Esteban. At least you don't have to have Cody and Maka playing together. At least not yet. Well, Cody got a lot of stick because Maka was the one that put him out in the start of the season. So that's how that went down. Maka's got another year. If we go up, I don't know. Maka is, a captain, but Cody, I don't think is going to. I could be totally wrong. I think Cody's gone. I do. I mean, he hasn't played a lick, but I think Cody's going to be gone. Anyways, great chat going on so far on a Saturday with no games going in, which is awesome and really appreciated to see everyone. So just a quick one here today, 20 minutes here out and out. Another one thing you had to go talk about today. Wrexham CEO Williamson says that the new cop stand is a priority. Just moving on from the injuries and the Kaboré, things like that. Let's just see what happens. Let me just throw this down. Let me just close that loop real quick so we can move on. Let's just see what happens with Kaboré and Kakache. Okay, let's just see how that goes down. Let's see how bad the injuries are, if they are serious, or he just felt something. Now, granted, we're still a week away from our match against Ipswich Town, so we'll see how that goes. But I guess to put a button on it. I don't like what's happening with the injuries. You can't do anything about it. But it just seems that we have this injury bug happening. You can't do anything about Danny Ward. Danny Ward breaking his elbow, essentially. That's just a freak accident. Everything else, the muscles and the hamstrings and everything else that's happening, probably needs to be addressed. And I don't think we have the depth. And I don't think we have the depth right now to cover, especially as we're going into a very, very tough period. This is going to be a good downtime. I hate this. I hate the international break. This is the third one in like 3 months, whatever the hell it is, which is a lot. But hopefully maybe these guys can get rested up. We'll see what happens. Come back there. Oh Lord, Paul Mullen struggling to lead one. Okay, moving on right here too. So this was in here. Wrexham AFC CEO names final capacity for the Racecourse. This was yesterday. So the build of the new cop stand has actually started. The Racecourse to a final figure stepping up to 32,000 seats, with the ultimate aim being staging Senior Wales International. So obviously it's gone up. There's going to be a stand going up to 5,500, up to 7,500, which has been submitted, which will bring them to an $18,000 seat capacity, and I will be there to see that. The CEO Williamson says that I believe that 18,000 is a good stepping stone for where we need to be when we talk about being prepared to arrive in the Premier League. I mean, having a CEO say, when we arrive in the Premier League, the goal, the boys, Rob and Ryan, when they came in, said, our goal is to get the Premier League. It's going to happen. At some point, it will happen. And the CEO saying, when we arrive in the Premier League, we are one step away, whether we do it this season, next season, 5 seasons from now, 20 seasons, whatever. We will get there. They're preparing for that. The expansion is happening. The confidence is there. God knows what's going on behind the scenes with the conversations. I want to talk to the producers and see how they're building out this season, because it's a very different season than what they've had before. And the conversations that are probably happening, I don't know if you're listening, any of the producers, I would focus on some of that stuff too. Let's focus on the building of that and the preparation for where they want to go. We're on the cusp of it. I mean, there's storylines there that could be really interesting. So they're preparing to go up to the Premier League. He goes on to say, now that doesn't mean that's our end goal. I think the North Star is if Wales is one of the host nations of the Women's World Cup in 2035, he goes on to say, and if Wrexham could be a part of that bid, then I think that's something that would be a North Star to increase the capacity yet again. I believe it's a requirement of 22 or 23,000 seats to host the World Cup match for the women's game. We get to 18,000, now between 26 and 35, he says. How do we go from 18 to 23? Well, it's a nice kind of milestone working toward it. If we can get that 18 to 23,000, there's no reason I wouldn't imagine the FAW would hopefully consider hosting men's senior matches here. So, look, the planning is happening. They're not just thinking about day 4 from now, day 2. They're thinking years and years ahead. 2035 to hip commerce point earlier about becoming a money machine. You know, they're not going to lose what their values are, not just for the club. And, you know, they really care about Wales. They really care about Wrexham. And they really care about making a difference in North Wales. I think, who was it? Was Karen's husband, Mark, the other day talked about Wrexham and about it. He's from North Wales. And then all of a sudden North Wales turned into Wrexham. So it means something. So, which is really cool to see. And talking about, you know, he says, talking about the extension of Mold Road, we have the ability to extend it. If you look at it now, how the stand goes, you can actually lose seats there. He's saying that they're planning ahead. I can only imagine what's going on. I mean, what the day-to-day would be for the. Oh, someone is screaming. Literally, somebody is screaming. What is going on in this hospital? Oh my God! Did you hear that? Someone literally just screamed and banged on not my wall. Holy crap! Oh, I hate hearing people yell and scream. Anyways, moving on. So, but that just totally threw me off. That just totally threw me off. Live show here on the Local Pundit. This is what you get all the time. Yeah, the planning, what's going on, not just on the pitch but off the pitch, I think is pretty impressive. And I know we talk about, you know, wanting to win matches and, you know, sentimentality leads to losses and things like that. That's football on the field. And I understand how, you know, looking at this and saying like, hey, how do you continue to grow a football team and a town, and going from North Wales to being part of like Wrexham is the destination spot. So all this is part of it too. And I like the fact what these guys, Williamson and Parkin and Parkinson, and everyone goes and they have their idea, Rob and Ryan, and have ideas how to improve every aspect of the community, of the stadium. So we'll see how that goes down. It's really, really impressive. At the end of the day, I will always say I want to win football games and I want to get promoted. And again, I love the team, I love the squad, but that is what I'd like to see. I want us to be promoted and win football games. All the other stuff I think will never go away. But that's just the sports, the sports of me. I love to see us winning. I want to see us winning. Hip Karma says like and subscribe. Chris says we are going for the top 6. I think we are, Chris. I think we are. Oh, so that's not a ghost? No. Did you guys hear that? The neighbor has had it. Actually, it wasn't her. It was someone over there or downstairs. I'm not sure. I did speak to the neighbor. She had surgery on her. Her name's Austin. She had surgery on her ankle. So actually, I'm trying to help her out if she needs anything. Sarah says it's really sad watching him struggle, meaning me. Oh yeah. Your neighbor might be a Charlton supporter. She might be. And the eventual goal should be something like a high-end UEFA stadium with a large capacity, like Tottenham's or the Bernabeu. I mean, Haps, dude. Have you been to Tottenham Stadium? It's incredible. They don't have that there. I like this. I like that we have this really cool, sexy, you know, vintage stadium that we're just kind of building on parts in there. So it's pretty good. Damn Circus following the supporters everywhere, Sarah. You keep winning. That's how you keep growing. Start losing and everything goes pear-shaped. Well, we already lost. We're still on the comeback trail. We went down. Now we're on the comeback up. You know, it takes time to do that, which is great. I could read typos, my friend. Good to see you. All right, look, not much is going on, as we all know, but we're in the national break, and you know we have to keep an eye on certain things like Issa going down with an injury, Kakachi now going out, Keith Moore being on the bench today, not getting any time, Broadhead getting on scoring, they called it back, so we're keeping an eye on all those things. If anything breaks, we'll be here. We will be here to support it, and you know. Hey, listen, there's never an easy day. There's never a slow day in Wrexham, for sure. Josh, you may be starring in your own version of Rear Window. I hope not. Please, God. Oh, man. Well, Rear Window, Forward Window, it's very interesting. I'd rather be starring in my own TV show. How's that? I want the Racecourse to look like a modern-day Fenway Park. Time to feel that is mine. That's a great shout. Good shout, Andrew. I've been there. I'm a Yankees fan. I think that Fenway Park is one of the best places to watch a baseball game. You can go in, you could smell hot dogs from 50, 60 years ago. It's awesome. JB65, well done. How you doing? You're welcome, Leap and Sarah. Brody going to replace Kaboré? I don't know. I think Brody is a winger and a forward. Yeah. The Bernabeu is a stadium that kept upgraded over the years. Absolutely has. It is. And I have seen that too. Anyways, thank you for coming in. Please smash that like button. Have a good Saturday. Whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself off, your time off. So you have to worry about losing and winning games, which is great. And getting that stress happen on you too. So enjoy yourself. Sunday, we'll probably do something tomorrow. Maybe I think there's Ring and Rant, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But we'll definitely get something up for everybody. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the local pundit if you haven't already. Become a member if you want to help support the show as well too. So we keep it going, and we will be here as much as we can to report all the Wrexham news there too. You're welcome, Andrew. You're welcome, Glenda, and great to see you back in the chat. We do miss you. And on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.